Hello and welcome to practice. My name is Mimi and I can't wait to go on to this deep dive with you guys today. We're gonna start standing at the front of the yoga mat. So whenever you're ready, find your way into a hip width distance stance at the front of the yoga mat. Spend the first few moments here really finding your center. So moving away from the center, leaning into the toes, into the heels, into the knife edges, into the arches. Experiencing all the extremes to then really finding the center where we ground through all 4 points of our feet. We spread out, we build that strong, broad foundation. And then from here start to drink in, to sip up that strength from the floor into your legs, into your pelvis, drinking it up along your spine to receive the length from that strong foundation. Have your shoulders relaxed, have your face relaxed. If you want, you might even want to close your eyes in the beginning. Take a deep breath in, connecting with your breath. Really feel the way it travels from the bottom of your pelvis all the way up to your throat, and how it then maybe even simmers here for a moment before you exhale back out. Warm around here, inhale in. Maybe part your lips and sigh out, signalizing your nervous system it's time to relax, to calm. For your next inhale, start now to lift your arms over your head. With an exhale out, open your arms to the side, slingshot your heart forward, lean into your toes, come into a swan dive. Half lift from here, inhale, your highest point for your right foot, and step it right back to the end of the yoga mat. Bend your left knee 90 degrees, come up into crescent lunge, inhale. With an exhale, sink a little deeper into it. Hands back down to earth to frame left foot. Step it back, come into a downward facing dog. Lift your heels up high, draw your chin towards your chest, round your way forward, coming into high plank. With or without your knees, find your low plank. Keep those elbows nice and close to your rib cage. Slither forward and upwards, baby cobra or full cobra, depending on how your body feels. And really await the answer of how does it feel today. Don't assume you know, because you've done it already a million times. Stay here for an extra breath. Inhale. Exhaling all back out. Lift your right leg up high to the sky. Keep on pressing your left heel and your hands downwards. Curl your right knee into your chest. Step it through between your thumbs. Come into a crescent lunge. Inhale, arms up high. Sink a little further into your right knee. Exhaling out. Bring your hands back down to frame right foot. Step left beside your right. Come into a forward fold. Let your head hang and drop. Soften your knees. Sweep arms back and around. Come up. Stand nice and tall. Inhale. Bring hands to heart center, Samasthiti. Fresh breath, new beginnings. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, open your arms to the side, swan dive. Come into a half lift, lengthen your spine, lean into your toes. Free your left foot at the highest point, step it right back to the very end of the yoga mat. Come up into your crescent lunge, arms over your head. Inhale. With an exhale out, hands back down to the floor. Step it back into a downward facing dog. Connect through all 4 points. Feel the decompression of your spine. Lift your heels up high. Magnetize the tip of your nose with your pubic bone and round your way into high plank. Unfurl here. Tap into your core power. Find your low plank. Exhale. Pushing forward and upwards, coming into your back bend. Cobra, baby cobra. Upward facing dog. Find your downward facing dog. You always can bend your knees and push from your knees if going over straight legs feels too much for your lower back. Float left leg up high to the sky. Press your right heel down. Inhale. Curl your left knee into your chest. Real pull forward. From above your hands, step that left foot through between your hands. Rise up. Come with me into crescent lunge. Take that breath with you from the bottom into your fingertips. Hands back down to the floor. Step your right foot beside your left foot. Find your forward fold. Soften your knees, straighten your spine, bring your arms beside your hips, and from here squeeze into your bum to lift arms over your head. Hands to heart center, Samasthiti. Take another breath in, lengthen from the bottom of the feet into your fingertips. Inhale, open your arms to the side, find your swan dive. Exhaling out. Come into a half lift. Inhale, the highest point for your right foot, and step it to the very end of the yoga mat. Exhaling out. Bend your left knee so it sits between your elbows. Turn your right heel over to the side. Sweep your right arm to the front. And with that, start to open everything to the side. Keep on scooping your left rib cage from underneath up towards your right rib cage. Keep that left knee bent. From here, cartwheel your arms up high. Come into your warrior two. Sink a little deeper into it. Relax your shoulders, your gaze, your face. Stay bent in your left knee and come into reversed warrior. Beautiful. Come back out of it. Bring your hands in front of your heart center as you do so. Turn that left foot slightly in and come into Skandasana over your left leg. So we are Skandasanaing at the front of the yoga mat. Use your left elbow to keep the left knee pointed in the same direction as your toes. And also like as a push away point for your whole body to stay long in the spine. Spread your arms if you want. Taking another breath in here. Exhaling out. Push off your left foot to come to the end of the yoga mat. Frame your right foot and be in a 4-point lunge. Pick right leg up. Pierce the sky with your right toes. 3-legged down dog. Inhale. Bring your right shin back to the front, to your hands, and the shin bone goes across the yoga mat. Find your pigeon pose. Lengthen that left leg out of your hip socket. Maybe checking over your right shoulder if your left leg is in alignment with your left hip. Puff your chest up once more just to create length, and then come lower. Snuggle your heart down towards earth. Stay here for 2 more breaths. In. Ex. Surrendering more and more into it. Last one. Your next inhale, lift shoulders back on top of your hips. Then sit over to your left sit bone and turn that left leg up. And then join in with your right leg to come into a straddle or a side split if it's in your practice. Lengthen your spine, watch your toes and knees, have them pointed upwards. Come into your forward fold from here. Beautiful. And it is really about finding that nice balance between going deeper. However, we don't want to let our ego take over and think like, oh, it's all about the depth, and sacrifice that external rotation or that neutral shape we have in our thighs and that length we have in our spine. So I invite you here to be really true to yourself and only fold as much as you can without compromising anywhere else within your body. So you really find that sweet spot where you feel like, oh my God, this is really doing its purpose. This is really where I get rid of stuck energy or tight muscles. And then stay there and simmer there and take it all in. Just one more breath. Use your inhale to lift shoulders back on top of your hips. Turn your chest back over to the left side, bending your left knee. Come onto the ball of your right foot and step it back into a downward facing dog. So we're back to our original front. Lift your heels up high, draw your chin towards your chest. Round your way forward, coming into a high plank here. Inhale. Find your low plank, exhale. Find your cobra, inhale. And then stay here for an extra breath. So exhale out. Take another breath in. Feel how you're inhaling from the bottom of the feet, up along your legs, up along your spine, into your heart, to the top of the head. And then with your exhale, come all the way down onto your stomach. Shuffle your left hand slightly in front of your left shoulder. Dragon wings, both of your elbows on top of your wrist. Feel how this creates almost like a vacuum in your diaphragm, in your stomach, in your chest. So the inhaling really is like pulling it all the way up, and then begin to strain your elbows as you do so to come a little higher. From your highest point, tip then over onto your left hip and step that right foot in front of your left knee. That left shoulder can shrug up towards your left ear. So we want to create length for our left side body. So we actually really drop into it and we give weight into it. Your right arm reaches down to your left heel and your right shoulder relaxes. Move away from how the shape looks like towards how it feels like. And it is actually pretty awesome because there's not a lot of effort in it, yet it has such a huge impact on our side body and it really lengthens it. Stay here for one more breath. Exhaling out. And then flex your left foot if you haven't yet. Push into your left hand, into the knife edge of your left foot, into your right foot, and float your hips up high. Brush the sky with your right fingertips and reach past your ears towards the front of the room. Lower your hip back down, bring the right hand back down to your left heel and sit into it just for a second. And then let's go again. Right arm brushes the sky, reaches all the way over your head. Lift your hips up high. Coming back down one last time. Lift your hip up again, but this time keep on moving that direction. So your right hand lands down beside your left hand. You turn onto the ball of your left foot and then lift that right leg up high towards the sky. Inhale. Curl your right knee into your chest and step it right through between your thumbs. Beautiful. Come up into a crescent lunge with me. Lift your arms up high. Inhale. Sink a little lower into it. Exhale. Bring your hands down towards your heart center. Lean more and more into your right leg and float that left leg up behind you, finding your warrior three. Feel how shoulder blades pulling away from your ears, and this actually gives you even extra length. Stay here for one more breath. And then exhale out, stepping your left foot beside your right foot. Bring the arms over your head. Inhale. Hands down to heart center. Samastihiti. Take a breath in, lengthen your arms over your head. Open your arms to the side, reach with your heart forward. Swan dive over your legs, exhale out. Come into half lift, lengthen your spine. Free your left foot and step it right through to the very end of the yoga mat. Turn your left heel down. Reach with your left fingertips forward. From here upwards, and then cartwheel your arms into your warrior two. Stay nice and low through your right thigh. Take another breath in here to simmer. With an exhale, reverse your warrior over your left leg. Come back out of it, turn your right foot in just slightly, turn your left toes up towards the sky and come into Skandasana over your right leg. Allow your right knee to still face in the same direction as your right toes. If you want to spread your wings, you're more than welcome to do so. Simmer here for one more breath. And then from here, travel to the end of the yoga mat, framing your left foot. Bend knee, right leg is straight. Come into a three-legged down dog, pierce the sky with your left toes. Inhale. With an exhale, bring that left leg back to the front and across, just right behind your wrists. Reach with that right leg out of your right hip socket. You can check your left shoulder if that right foot is really in alignment. Puff your chest up high. Inhale. With an exhale, let your heart be puffed, but sink it down towards the floor. Give yourself a moment of full stillness so the inner voices can start to arise. Staying here for another 2. One more. And then use your next inhale to come back up. Sit over towards your left butt cheek so the right leg rolls up and you end up facing the other side of the room. This time bend your right knee as well and join the right foot against the left foot. Hold on to your ankles and open your feet like a book so the inside of the feet are moving apart. Lengthen your spine. Inhale, and then with an exhale, fold over your legs. Exhale, exhale, exhale. With an inhale, lengthen again but stay low. And then see if there's even more for you can lean into. Repeat that one more time. Inhale, still working on that open book with your feet. Exhaling out. Beautiful. Your next inhale brings your shoulders back onto your hips. Turn back to the right side, so you're back to your original front. Extend that left leg out behind you to the original back of the room, and then step it back into downward facing dog from here. Ground through all 4 points. Lift your heels up high. Keep nose and pubic bone close together as you ripple forward into high plank. Then find your low plank from here. Exhale. Pushing forward and upwards, come into your cobra. Inhale. Stay here. Exhale and feel how you can feel peace and calmness in that shape. Take another breath in, really drinking in it from the bottom of the feet up to the ground of your head. And then with an exhale, come all the way down onto your stomach. Bring that right hand slightly in front of your right shoulder. Ring your elbows on top of your wrists, and then push that floor away and come up higher, higher, higher. At your highest point, tip over to the right side and step your left foot in front of your hip or your knee or anywhere in between. Have your right arm super, super straight. The shoulder slides up to your right ear. Bring your left arm down towards your right heel. Witness your breath streaming through your body and how it literally rejuvenates your whole body. Stay here for one more breath. Flex your right foot, push into your right hand, left foot. Brush the sky with your left hand and lift your hips off the floor. Come back down, sitting back onto your right hip. And then let's go again. Finding lightness, bringing lightness towards the body as we lift, but then allow heaviness to be part of it too as you come back down. Come back up, one more, but this time let your left hand come down towards your right hand. Pivot on your foot, so everything is facing down, and then come into a three-legged down dog. Bring that left leg up high towards the sky. Inhale. Carry your left knee into your chest and step it through between your thumbs. Come up into a crescent lunge from here, arms over your shoulders in. Connect your hands in front of your heart center. Lean more and more over your left knee, and with that shift all of your weight into your left foot, so eventually that right leg can float up high. Recreate length if you lost it a little bit in your transition. Confidence, focus, stay here for one more. And then step your right foot down beside your left foot, bring your arms over your head. Inhale. Bring your hands to heart center, split your hands here, and let them rest in your lower back. Draw your shoulder blades and elbows towards another. Push the front of the hips slightly forward and pull your sit bones down towards your heels. Take a breath in from the feet into your pelvis. Then tighten even more. Take in that breath now from your pelvis up into your chest and find your back bend. From here, release and come back out. Brush the back side of your legs, coming into forward fold. Come into a half lift. Inhale. At your highest point for your right foot and step it right through to the very end of the yoga mat. Come into a crescent lunge, arms over your head. Inhale. Turn your right heel down, open your arms to the front and to the back for warrior two. Reverse your warrior, lean over your right leg, reach with your left fingertips past your ear. As you come out of it, straighten your left leg, arms are level to the floor again. From that point, keep your right hip where it is, but reach with your left fingertips even further to the front of the yoga mat. Bring your left hand down either on your shin or on the outside of your left leg, and bring that right arm straight up towards the ceiling. Keep on working that left rib cage by rolling it more and more up towards your right rib cage. Stay here for another breath in. Exhale out. Circle your right arm all the way to the front, frame your left foot, bend into your left knee, come into your downward facing dog, exhaling out. Lift your heels up high, draw your chin towards your chest and round your way into high plank. Inhale. Find your low plank, exhale out. Pushing forward and upwards, come into your cobra. Inhale, stay here for an extra breath. So exhale out, and with that find softening within that stronger shape. Then take another breath in, and then come all the way down onto your stomach with your exhale out. Bring your left hand in front of your left shoulder. Drag and wing your elbows on top of your wrists. Drag in the breath from the bottom to the top, and with that lift yourself out of it. Tip over onto your left hip and step that right foot in front of your left. Bring your right hand down towards your left heel. Drop into it, so find heaviness in that shape first, and then add in lightness by pressing yourself off the floor. Coming back down. And then go for a second round. Right arm brushes the sky from here, turn all the way over. Come on both hands, left foot, pierce the sky with your right foot. Inhale. Stay in your down dog, but bend your right knee. Turn the right knee over to the right side, and with that, cross your right ankle in front of your left thigh and push into your down dog from that figure four setup. Stay for another breath here. Exhale out. Now lift your left heel off the floor. Turn your toes over to the right side, heel to the left side. Your right ankle is still on top of your left knee. Bring your right arm up towards the sky. Try to get your left foot flat on the ground and bend a little more into your hip, into your knee, so you sit down towards your left heel. You might just want to stay here, or if it's there for you, you might be brave enough even to turn your hips more and more up towards the sky. Now use your left leg like a trampoline, and you bounce your right leg off that trampoline so it ends up stepping to the inside of your left hand. Ready? Be brave, choop, and come all the way to the front. From here, come up into your crescent lunge, arms up high. Inhale, turn your left heel down, find your warrior two, exhale out. Reverse your warrior. And then have a bit of leap of faith for half moon pose. Right, so again like a trampoline, right hand comes down in front of your right toes. Float that left foot up behind you and spread out, coming into your half moon. Find your balance here. And with that, maybe a little more cockiness to reach even further. Stay here for one more breath. Exhale out. And then let your left hand come down towards the floor and square your hips. Bring your left shin bone across the yoga mat, just behind that right ankle. And then sit your butt down behind that left foot. Nice, well done. Catch your right foot and straighten it. If the foot is too much, you always can shift down towards your ankle or shin instead. Inhale to lengthen along that right leg. Exhale, simmer. Let's do that for another 3. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to simmer. 2 more. Your last one. Beautiful. Then from here, keep that right leg up, but straighten your left leg. And then bend your right knee, bring the heel down towards your sit bone. Hold now the front of your shin, and with that, bring that leg all the way around. So your foot is on the outside of your hip. Roll that right calf out, so your right hamstring has actually some room to mold into. And your right knee is happy in that spot, so it's not getting twisted. From here, bring then your arms over your head. Inhale, left knee and left toes are looking up the way. And then come into forward fold from here, exhaling out. Stay here for 4 breaths. Soften more and more into it. 1 more breath. And then reset and come back out of it. Bend into your left knee. Come over your left shin. And from here, step it back into a downward facing dog. Beautiful. Lift your right leg up high to the sky. Inhale. Curl your right knee into your chest and step it through between your hands. Find your crescent lunge. Arms over your head. Inhale. Hands to heart center. Warrior 3. Lengthen. Try to keep your left hip as low as your right hip, or lift your right hip as high as your left hip. Both works. Then step your left foot down. Beside your right foot, bring your arms over your head. Inhale. Hands to heart center. Samastihiti. Separate your hands here. Place them in your lower back. Bring your hips slightly forward. Draw your elbows and shoulder blades towards another. Find your back bend. Stay for an extra breath here. In. Exhale. Find your forward fold, brush the backside of your legs. Massage life and come into a forward fold with assistance. Then release and find your half lift. Inhale. Free your left foot and step it right through to the very end of the yoga mat. Turn your left heel down, reach with your left fingertips forward and upwards, and with that cartwheel yourself into your warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. As you come back out of it, begin to straighten your right leg. And then place your right fingertips down on your right shin or on the floor. Left fingertips creating lightness within the shape, reaching back up towards the sky. Stay here for another breath in. Exhaling out. Then circle that left arm all the way to the front, bend into your right knee. Step it back into a downward facing dog. Lift your heels up high. Draw your chin towards your chest, round your way forward. Come into high plank. Find your low plank, exhale. Moving forward and upwards, come into your cobra. Stay here. Take another breath in. And then exhale out, coming all the way back down onto your stomach. Bring the right hand slightly in front of your right shoulder. Dragon wing your elbows on top of your wrist. Inhale to lift. And then tip over to the right side and step your left foot down in front of your knee or your hip. Bring your left arm down towards your right foot, flex that right foot. Push into the ground and float your hips off the floor. And then come back down. Beautiful. Do that 1 more time, bring lightness into the shape, circle that arm all the way around. Come on your hands and your toes, lift that left leg up high to the sky. Come into your 3-legged down dog. Stay in your down dog, but rebend your left knee. Stick the left knee over to the left side and cross left ankle over your right knee. And then press into your down dog just 1 more time. Beautiful. Then lift your right heel off the floor. Turn toes to the left and heel to the right. Stay in your figure 4. Lift your left arm off the floor and try to see that right foot flat down towards the ground. Then bend more and more into hip and knee to sink further down to the end of the yoga mat. You might even be willing to turn more and more up towards the sky. Now, your right leg is your trampoline, and it will bounce that left leg all the way to the front, believe it, and then do it. Shoop! Beautiful. From here, come up into a crescent lunge, arms over your head, inhale. Turn your right heel down, open into your warrior to the other side. Exhale out. Lean over your right leg, and here we have our bouncy board again, in faith. Half moon pose, left fingertips, gonna go down in front of your left foot, float your right leg up behind you, and then from here, spread out into all directions. Always playing with this edge that makes us feel alive, that keeps us present, that makes us really feel life streaming through our body. And with that, we connect with our body wisdom. Bring that right hand back down beside your left foot, and then bring right shin across the yoga mat. Sit down behind your right heel, and then catch your left foot. Extend that leg out in front of you. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, bring it in a little closer. Another 3 like so. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, bring it in a little closer. Just 2 more. In. And exhale. Last one. In. And exhale. Wonderful. From here, begin now to straighten that right leg. And then bend your left knee. Bring the heel down towards your sit bone. Flip around. And bring your left knee to the inside of your right knee and the left heel to the outside of your left hip. Make space for your hamstring, roll that left calf out, lengthen in, and then find your forward fold from here, exhaling out. Stay here for 4 breaths. Another 3. Two. And 1 more. Wonderful. With your next inhale, lift your shoulders back on top of your hips. Bend your right knee. Place your hands in front of that right shin. And with that, step it back into downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up high to the sky. Inhale. Curl your left knee into your chest and bring it through between your thumbs. Find your crescent lunge. Stand nice and tall, arms over your head. Inhale. Bring your hands to your heart center. Lean over your left leg. Find your warrior 3. Stay in here for another breath in. Exhaling out, stepping right foot down beside your left foot. Have your knees and feet close together. Sweep your arms from the back, overhead, and then find your cosmic egg. So you sit down over your heels and you bend your knees. Then use your whole body in the weight of your body to counterbalance, so you can lower your butt down towards the ground. Catch your knees and lower yourself down towards the floor. Bring the legs with you. Hug them into your chest. Beautiful. Step your feet back down towards earth. Open your arms to the side. Have your feet a little wider than your hips, maybe even wider than the yoga mat. And then let both of your knees come over to the right side. The left knee tries to go as low as possible. Pick then your right foot up and place it on the outside of your left knee, so you give that left leg even more weight and leverage to drop into the ground. Stay here for another 2 breaths. And then lift that right foot off. Step it back over to the right side and bring both of your knees over to the left side. Do the same here, using the weight of your left leg to assist that internal rotation of your right hip. Infuse breath and let breath do the rest of the work. Beautiful. Coming back to center, check yourself. Is there something else you would want to do? Is there still a little itch that needs to be scratched before you can find full surrender and full stillness in your shavasana? Join whenever you are ready, and then stay there as long as you wish to. A shavasana really can't be too long. That's not a thing. So yeah, take your time, enjoy it, spending time with yourself. Thanks so much for zooming in. I leave you alone with this beautiful sacred time, and I hope to see you soon again. Namaste.